If you hear these words, know this: it is no mere coincidence, but resonance itself. Your soul, as if awaiting this very moment, has answered the call. Before we step across the threshold of the inner sanctum, you must make your choice. Your like is not simply a sign of approval, but a true declaration of your intentions, your quiet yet powerful impulse. And subscribing is your enlistment among those who tirelessly seek truth, who are not afraid to look beyond the veil of the ordinary. The truth, which they so carefully conceal behind an endless screen of news and diversions, is in reality profoundly simple and, at the same time, terrifying. It is woven, an invisible thread, into the very fabric of our reality, tugging at the most delicate strings of our lives, guiding their course. This is not invention, not another conspiracy theory. This is a real conspiracy aimed against your very consciousness, against your freedom of thought. We are talking about cards. But these are not the maps we are accustomed to, not those that show the outlines of the continents and vast oceans we know. We are speaking of ancient, esoteric maps that reveal the true, hidden topography of our world, its subtle, energetic lines. Our story is dedicated to John Dee, an astrologer, an outstanding mathematician, and, in the opinion of many, a true magician, whose name is forever inscribed in the annals of history as one of the last true keepers of esoteric, secret knowledge. In an era when the whole world seemed gripped by a fever of alchemy and unfathomable occultism, Dee did not merely delve into these teachings. He sought to reconcile them with the timidly emerging science, attempting to build a reliable bridge between what we see and what is hidden from our eyes. His invaluable legacy is not grim treatises on the dark arts, but the true key to understanding the most fundamental structure of reality. Imagine our planet as if a living being permeated by invisible arteries, each pulsating with pure, concentrated life force. And this is not merely a poetic metaphor. This, as many assert, is undeniable reality. These mysterious lines, long known in narrow esoteric circles as ley lines, weave an incredibly complex, grand network upon the surface of the Earth. It is believed that not only mysterious geological phenomena depend on them, but, even more remarkably, the very fate of human civilizations. John Dee, driven by his exceptional intellect and perhaps the support of mysterious forces, undertook the complex task of mapping these enigmatic lines. His ambition extended far beyond a simple schematic sketch. He aimed to pinpoint places of power with astonishing accuracy, the very intersection points where unseen energy flows converged, forming potent vortices capable, in his conviction, of altering the course of history itself. Forget for a moment the familiar atlases, with their human-drawn borders of nations. The true boundaries, the real power fields, permeated continents, paying no heed to human ambitions or political maps. Dee was working on his famous Monas Hieroglyphica, symbolizing unity and the secrets of alchemical transformation. However, as legends tell, his most significant discoveries lay in the realm of cartographic research. It is to him that the creation of a map marking these energetic nodes is attributed, places where, Dee believed, a significant portion of our planet's spiritual and physical energy was concentrated. These points on the map were not accidental. They were ancient power centers, used for centuries by forgotten civilizations for sacred rituals, deep meditations, and perhaps even for establishing connections with other, unknown dimensions. Like an invisible web, the harmonic resonance of these lines, their intricate interplay, formed what heritage researchers call an energy framework upon Earth. This was a phenomenon not merely geographical, but perhaps metaphysical as well, a kind of matrix shaping the very structure of human consciousness. Prophets, from Vanga to Nostradamus, tirelessly foretold epochs of change, speaking of inevitable cycles of ascent and subsequent decline. But what if these historical rhythms were far from random? What if their very sequence was programmed by these mysterious energy lines permeating our planet? Imagine, their power pulsed in unison with grand cosmic rhythms, seeping into our collective subconscious, nudging us toward specific actions, toward great discoveries, or conversely toward utter oblivion. Consider, for instance, the mesmerizing calculations of the ancient Maya. Their astonishing astronomical precision, their all-encompassing calendar spanning many millennia, is more than just a remarkable curiosity. It is irrefutable evidence of a profound, intuitive grasp of cosmic cycles. And what if these cycles reflected not only the predictable movement of celestial bodies, but also the pulsation of the very terrestrial energy lines that the enigmatic Da Vinci so diligently attempted to map? This is technocratic mysticism in its purest form. Ancient, intuitive knowledge that somehow anticipated our modern understanding of fractal patterns manifesting in geopolitical events, or perhaps the influence of solar cycles on the overall state of the noosphere. It's also worth mentioning that, according to some accounts, Dee drew his unique knowledge not only from dusty folios. Legends tell of his mystical encounters with celestial messengers, of his receiving prophetic revelations that ultimately helped him decipher these enigmatic, secret maps of creation. This is not just a legend, but a story of how humanity, over many centuries, has sought its deep connection with the planet, striving to find a higher order amidst universal chaos. His work is a desperate attempt to build a solid, scientific foundation for the mystical comprehension of the world. He perceived the Earth not as a silent, motionless sphere, but as something alive, breathing, pulsating, permeated by invisible streams of energy, streams that could be measured, understood, and perhaps even subjected to one's will. These lines of force, these arteria terrae, as they are sometimes poetically called, are not just passive conduits. They possess their own activity. They interact, they shape, they offer support. But alas, they can also be shattered. We are approaching a critical juncture where these subtle lines gain paramount importance. We inhabit a remarkable and at times unsettling era where the world seems caught in a vortex of inexplicable chaos. It's that inexplicable unease that grips you unexpectedly at 3 a.m, quickening your heartbeat. It's that sharp sense of alienation when you gaze aimlessly at faces on the street, each one appearing so alien. Believe me, this isn't mere melancholy or common depression. It is your soul suffocating within the confined parameters of this artfully constructed matrix, sensing a profound distortion in the true, original fabric of reality. We, in essence, live as captives of meticulously woven illusions, in a voluntary prison, built from the bricks of fear, profound ignorance, and soulless materialism. The system we obey is not merely a collection of political dogmas or an economic structure. Instead, it is the metallic veins of a vast, soulless machine, relentlessly feeding on our attention, our precious energy, the very essence of our lives. Our ego, that fragile crown of glass, so meticulously constructed for defense, becomes the most impenetrable prison. We tenaciously cling to our individuality, to accumulated material possessions, to ingrained beliefs, naively supposing all these are but phantasmal shadows dancing on a cave wall. But what if all these terrifying monsters, wars, global crises, widespread pandemics, are no more than shadows playing on the cave wall? And what if the true tyrant, the source of all our woes, is gazing into your eyes from your own mirror? What if all this external, all-consuming chaos is merely a pale reflection of an inner turmoil, born from the disruption of natural planetary energy flows. D, in charting these invisible lines, sought not merely to create a geographical atlas. He sought a path to restoring lost balance, to returning the planet and all its inhabitants to their pristine state of harmony. The universe does not punish humanity. She purifies him, burning away the poison of fear, ignorance, and mindless materialism. This is not destruction. It is surgery, a meticulously precise surgical cleansing. The prophecies we hear of are not predictions of some future savior. They are an activation code, a code to awaken the Savior who already lives within each of you, within the viewer. The prophets saw not a solitary figure. They saw an army of awakened souls. They saw you. You are not merely a part of destiny. You are its living embodiment. The D-map is more than a document. It is a priceless guide. It leads you to those sacred places where a profound reconnection with the Earth's true, primordial energy is possible. These are corners of the planet where you can achieve a kind of system reboot, healing the distortions accumulated over countless centuries of separation from natural energy flows. These special locations are far more than mere points on a geographical map. They are keys to our own inner awakening. They are true power spots where the subtle veil separating our world from other dimensions thins to nothing. Here, you can hear the quiet yet persistent whisper of the universe itself, and feel the pulse of life in its purest, unadulterated form. When you look at a familiar world map, try to see beyond the drawn political boundaries something else. Invisible threads, pulsing with energy, that connect ancient centers of power. Imagine these lines, like living arteries, infusing all existence with energy, how they influence your life, even if it happens beyond your conscious perception. John Dee himself dedicated his life to trying to decipher this most complex code, this ancient language of the planet itself. His work is an invitation to each of us, an invitation to uncover it together, to realize that we are not alone in this boundless cosmos, but connected to something immeasurably greater than we dare to imagine. Now that your gaze has been opened, you cannot stand aside. Your response is a bright flash of light that travels throughout the network. Your repost is a tiny seed that you plant in the fertile soil of dormant minds. Your subscription is a silent vow. If you thirst for more, our close circle will become your operational base. And your support through super thanks is the energy that fuels our common flame in the unseen battle against the encroaching darkness. Until we meet again, stay sharp, keep connected, and always embrace the opportunity to ask questions.